Hi guys. All right, like I said in class today, I was going to post a quick video on our last example that we didn't have time to get through. So example 5 is exactly like example 4, where we actually had to find a missing endpoint. Now, I just copied the problem onto a piece of loose leaf because I didn't have my blank copy in front of me. All right, so this is going to be a little tutorial on how to find the missing endpoint. So for number 5, it read, find the coordinates of the missing endpoint if m, 5, -2 is the midpoint. So before we go any further, I'm going to kind of bubble that to point out that that is our midpoint, and A is our endpoint. So let's jot that down, that that is our endpoint. All right, before we begin, I suggest that we write down our formula. Now, in class, I said we kind of want to write it in reverse, and all I meant by that, like we did, was we wrote x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2 equals m. The m is the part that we're doing in reverse. Instead of it being in the beginning, all right, we're putting it at the end. So that's where this information is going to end up going in for our midpoint. All right, so we're going to start plugging some information in to our problem in order to solve. All right, so I'm going to plug in some info right here. So if I look at my problem, this is my endpoint. So I should label my points before I begin. X1, Y1. So now I know where to plug them in when I use the formula. All right, so X1 is 1, plus, we don't know anything for X2, so we leave it that, and we divide by 2. Y1 we know is -5, plus Y2, and then we divide by 2 and close our parenthesis. Now, equals the midpoint. Well, we know the coordinates of the midpoint from our problem. So we are going to put 5, -2 in our spot for the midpoint. Now, like I did in class, I said we kind of want to separate things into x's and y's. So this first set here deals with x's. Over here after our equal sign, the 5 is our x value. So I want to set these two pieces equal to each other. So over here, I'm going to do a little bit of work. I'm going to do 1 plus x2 divided by 2 equals 5. Told you I'm not a big fan of fractions, so we've got to get rid of that. So I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. Cancel them out. You're left with 1 plus x squared equals 5 times 2 is 10. All right, we want to figure out what our variable is, so we're going to subtract 1, x squared equals 10 minus 1 is 9. So that's part of our answer. All right, now on this right side here, this is our y value. This is our y value. So we want to set those two pieces of information equal to each other. So we've got -5 plus y squared divided by 2 equals -2. Don't like my fractions, multiply by 2 on both sides. They cancel. -5 plus y2 equals -4. Solve for our variable, and we have to add 5. So y2 is equal to actually, that should be a plus. Sorry about that. 1. Now, remember I said in class, we can't leave our answers like this because it asks us to find the coordinates of the missing endpoint. So the missing endpoint coordinates would be 9, 1. 9, 1. This is the answer for B, which would be our endpoint. I'm going to point out to you that if on a test or a quiz, if you leave your answers like this, you will lose a point for not writing your answers as a set of points.